Hello, I'm Michael Cummin, and welcome to The Common Ground. It's a place where we'll regularly explore some of the ideas that become common to us all through work, news, family, friends, or shared experiences. Please subscribe if you'd like an update as we add more episodes. Okay, let's admit it. We've had enough banana bread. And the plans that you had to paint landscapes have been shelved, along with efforts to sort your wardrobe and arrange your bookshelves in alphabetical order. As we head now into November, and for many of us the second wave of lockdown, you might be wondering, can you summon the same energy and enthusiasm you did back in late March and early April just to keep busy? My guess is maybe not. A lot of the help and assistance that was suggested to us at the start of the year came with great intentions, but it was, for the most part, palliative. Palliative in the sense that it was about relieving pain without dealing with the cause of the condition. Well-intentioned and useful for many, it provided us with a distraction. In the same way, I suppose we keep ourselves busy around a family funeral. We ultimately have to deal with the grief that is sure to follow. You might argue that grief is too strong a word for those of us that haven't lost a friend or family member to the pandemic, or maybe haven't lost a job, career or identity through furlough. But we're all grieving in one way or another, and it's manifesting itself when we least expect it or want it. Many useful models outline the process of grief. In the Kubler-Ross model, Elizabeth Kubler-Ross postulates that those experiencing grief go through a series of 5 emotions: denial, anger, bargaining, depression and acceptance. Although commonly referenced in popular culture, studies have not empirically demonstrated the existence of these stages, and the model is considered to be somewhat outdated and unhelpful in explaining the grieving process following the loss of a loved one, especially given the diverse cultures of the world. Still, they might shed some light on the low to medium grade anxiety many of us are feeling, not as a result of bereavement, but as a result of that awful phrase, the new normal. Even if those models are the subject of academic debate, we might use them as a jumping off point to explore why we're experiencing this roller coaster effect on our emotions. In her book, The Phoenix Phenomenon, Rising from the Ashes of Grief, Joanne Jozefkowski summarised 5 stages to rebuild life after a trauma. Let's see if you recognise yourself in them in 2020. Stage 1 was impact. Back at the start of the year, we experienced shock, denial, anxiety, fear and panic. Remember the rush on toilet paper? Some people are still working their way through that supply. A period of chaos and confusion followed. We felt despair. We felt helpless, desperately searching, losing track of time, having difficulty sleeping and eating. And we had obsessive focus on loved ones and our possessions. But then we adapted. We brought order back into daily life. We ordered skips, cleaned garden sheds and folded our socks in drawers. Check those drawers now. Bet you've gone back to your old ways. According to the Phoenix theory, we should soon have reached an equilibrium, getting stability and routines, re-establishing a life that works, enjoying pleasurable activities with family members and good times with friends, doing productive work, choosing a positive new direction in life while honouring the past. But then came the second wave, the uncertain future, the nightly news, and we're unable to access that equilibrium. We remain anxious. If you transition through this process successfully, apparently the reward is supposed to be transformation, rethinking our purpose in life and the basis of our identity, allowing ourselves to have both painful and positive feelings about our previous life or work, and becoming able to choose which emotions we focus on, allowing ourselves to discover that our struggle has led us to develop a more robust, better version of ourselves than we might expect could exist. We become supportive of others trying to deal with their losses. And therein lies the anxiety. Just when we were ready to access the transformation phase, we find ourselves stuck. Well-meaning people still suggest that we take daily walks, make our bed every day, meditate, and bake banana bread. We need more than palliative care now. We need the certainty that will give us leverage to adapt and transform. And while we can't access it, we'll remain stuck. Recognition that we may have to enter a holding pattern for a while may in itself bring comfort and reduce anxiety. Some look to others for certainty, politicians, scientists and media, and when they can't deliver, we feel lost again. I'm willing to admit that I don't know where that certainty will come from. It's not on the evening news, Facebook or WhatsApp. The theory is that we should look only to trusted sources and reality check every piece of information that comes our way. How many times did you pick up your phone just today? And what were you looking for? Certainty? What works for me may not work for you, but here's the suggestion anyway. Talk and listen to others, your peers. Focus on how they and you can make your orbit and that of your family more secure. Recognise when that talk is coming from a position of anxiety or is insight based on hope. Thanks for listening. Please feel free to share this and subscribe to get an update on new episodes.